Hi, everybody. This is Tanya Barnett with Let's Chat with Tanya Barnett Show, your Facebook interview station, whatever you want to call it. I am here. You guys know I have been working with some fantastic women this month for the month of May to celebrate moms and womenpreneurs. And so I'm very excited today to have none other than Stephanie Bolton James of Women of Prince George's County. So thank you, Stephanie, for joining me tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Stephanie, really quick, before we get started, if you are jumping on here live, make sure you swipe over, invite your friends, invite your followers, share this with people because Stephanie has an amazing event that is coming up this week, actually. And so I want to make sure that you all can, if you're able to attend, that'll be fantastic. If you can't, there may be somebody that you know that can. So, I always stay on my Periscopes, on my Facebook Lives, Instagram Lives. Sharing is caring. So make sure you share this interview with Stephanie. So Stephanie, thank you again. I know you're in your car. I'm loving it. I've had women on here I had somebody here, she was in her salon. She was bumping curls and her kids were running past. And I had another mom with little people on her lap. So I love it. I love it. I love it. And that's the whole point behind Let's Chat with Tanya Barnett, to just show women that look like us, that are entrepreneurs, who are leaders in our community, but we're also human. Because I think a lot of times people see the fantastic stuff that you're doing, I'm doing, but don't see the human side of us.
I agree with you 100%. That is so important and critical. And, the more people can stop to think about that, and we can do things like this, we can share that, because the person you see before you now, that's not necessarily how this started out.
Absolutely, absolutely. So talking about that, starting out, so how did you start the Women of Prince George's County?
Well, the Women of Prince George's was birthed out of myself and a couple of other entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. We kept bumping into each other in other markets. And so we said, hey, why are we jumping in our cars, driving all these places? Why not create something for the talent in our area, in our market? And so that's what we came together to do, to create an opportunity for professional women and women business owners to network, connect, get educated. And as an end result, it improves the economy. It improves our community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how old is your organization?
Well, it's 7 years old.
Wow.
And what we are is we're actually, I would say, a series of events. So we're a series of events, and you go to the website and you look at the calendar and you see which events apply to you and your interest, whether it's government contracting, banking, credit repair, etc. And then you attend the events based on that.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you have women from all different backgrounds, and whether you have the tech field, you have entrepreneurs who create their own products, services, or businesses, and then you also have some government contractors as well.
Absolutely. So if you want to get together with the SBA and do federal contracting, or the MBE program, which is the county certification for small business, or if you're a professional woman and you just need some direction from another successful woman in IT, and you want to find out, hey, how did you navigate through this heavily male industry into a successful position, or in the medical field? So we try to have representatives from all the different fields.
Wow, wow. That is amazing. I've never heard of you guys until Candace introduced me to you. So this is fantastic. So those of you who are in the Maryland, D.C. area, especially PG County, and now is this just open to PG County residents?
Oh, no, it's based in Prince George's County, but it's open to all women, men, whomever, because we want to bridge the markets. We want, like, if you want to reach out to somebody in Annapolis, we want to be able to tell you, hey, in Annapolis, this is who you need to talk to. In Montgomery County, this is who you need to talk to. So we definitely want to bridge the gap and connect us a little bit tighter as a resource for one another.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, that is fantastic to know. And this is my friend Danita Moss of Trinity Scribe. She gets on and she will type up your information. So thank you, Danita, for joining us. I thank you for putting that information out there for people who want to be able to see, because I know Stephanie's giving the information. So I appreciate you, Danita, for putting that out there. Thank you so much. So Stephanie, you have an event coming up. So tell us a little bit about your event.
Yes. So we have our 7th annual women's conference. The title is, and the theme is, We Rise Together, Relevant and Victorious. And I think every woman has her own way of what that means to her. But what we really want to promote is women coming together. Women have to work together better. And I think we do well, but we can always do better. And so we have some fabulous speakers. We have a great success panel. Our keynote speaker is Angela also Brooks, our
Okay, awesome. She's fantastic.
She's a star. Oh, she's an absolute star. I mean, just her alone sets the example of, a driven, successful woman. And we have some wonderful vendors. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Gypsylicious. She is a vendor. She has some fabulous, one-of-a-kind items. Oh,
what's her name again? I'm going to write her down. What's her name?
Gypsylicious. Please go and visit her Instagram. She has pictures of her merchandise. This is our 2nd year having her.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, people just go crazy over her product because it is just so unusual. And then Tracy Lynn, and then we have some financial institutions that will be there. We have some event planning organizations. So we have a lending group out of the Baltimore area that specifically specializes in lending to small business. So we have a variety of vendors, and of course, fabulous breakfast, old school breakfast, the kind you're not supposed to have every often. You just treat yourself every now and then. So we have that, and then we have a nice gourmet luncheon. And so it's really going to be a good opportunity also to connect, because we have some folks coming from supplier development and diversity. And Sydney Phoenix is the newly appointed director, and she's going to speak. And she also has some small business insight. The outreach director with Sheree Mackin, she's going to come and talk about the new legislation that impacts women business owners. There's some specific designation that you can have as a small business owner and the designation as a women business owner. And she's going to give the update right direct from her as to where that process stands and how you can get involved in it. And then we've got some inspirational speakers. We've got Miriam Niles, who's a life coach, and she's going to get us motivated. And then we've got Candace Camille, and she's a wellologist. She owns
love Candace.
B&B. Yeah, she's going to be speaking about, you have to put the time into yourself just like you put into anything else. And she's going to, get us all straight. She might have to talk to us a certain kind of way. But she's going to get us all straight with that as well. So it's just going to be a full day. I mean, you definitely will be full when you leave.
Awesome. Wow. I feel like I want to be there.
Well, you should be there. If you're available, you should be there.
I'm gonna check with my husband, because I actually took off today for a mental health day and to work on my business. And so I just just gonna run it past him and see if he's cool with me taking 2 days off, because I'm honorable. I'm that type of wife. So
there you go. That's the way it goes. And listen, so you sound like you've been talking to Candace already, talking about you took off a mental health day to develop you. Yes.
We have to. It's so important. Yeah. And that was going to be one of my questions I was going to ask you. What do you do to refuel yourself or to get that time for yourself?
I'm a real water person. And so I just go someplace where there's some water and me, and someplace where I can just clear my head and think. And then I just start writing things down. And into a timeline as to when I want to achieve things and prioritize and set goals. I am a tasky kind of person. That works for me. And I like to make my list and check things off. That works for me. But that's what I just need to be by some water, and that kind of just takes it all away.
Awesome. Now, Audra wants to know, she wanted to know the date and the time for your event.
Okay. It is going to be on the 18th of May, and it's going to be from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. And if you want more information, you can go to womenofpg.com, or you can go to the Washington Business Journal events calendar. The information is on their events calendar as well.
Awesome, awesome. So why is mentoring important for female entrepreneurs as opposed to men? Why is it really important for us?
I think for us as females, we can really cut the process down. You know, when you were going through developing your business, I have other event planners because my original business was an event planning business. I have 25 years in the hotel business, but from that, I started my own event planning business. And so I manage the events for women of Prince George's. But I go to my mentors to get insight, to get direction, to save myself. As my mother says, she's like, you know, why don't you get some help with this and save yourself a few steps? And that's really what I try to do through the mentors that I work with. And I think that that's the general principle behind a mentor, is someone who can kind of help you save a few steps, things you can't read about, things you only know because you've been down that road.
Wow, that is so important, because I know for me, I have worked with a coach and I also have a mentor, and so I know that my business would not be where it is today if it hadn't been for working with both a coach and a mentor. My mentor is kind of like my sister, so she can kind of go in a little bit more, not be nice. But my coach, you know, my coach is just like, hey, I can give you the information. It's up to you to implement it or not. And so I think it's really, I know for me, my business is where it is today because of that. And so I think I love what you're doing. I wish I heard of you more, but now that I know about you, I definitely will be checking that out very soon.
Well, good. I certainly hope you can make it. And I do know, you know, in all honesty, you do have to have those friends that can go in, because I do have associates like that, and they will say, now, you know, and you need, or either, you know, I don't want to hear the excuses. This was our deadline. This is what we said we were going to do, because we all get busy and it is kind of easy to fall into that. But you do need that kind of firm hand that you know, requires.
Absolutely. I think it's very important. Okay.
Sorry about that. I dropped the call for a second.
It's okay. Not a problem. That's not a problem at all. Well, Audra says she needs a mentor and she has a coach. So Audra, you know, if you can make it to this event, I'm sure you can network with some women who wouldn't mind mentoring you. I think it's really important. I know that I mentor women in relationship as well as entrepreneurship. So feel free to reach out to me. Actually, you and I connected today on Facebook. You still there? Okay, there she is. Okay.
I am sorry about that. Are we back live?
It is okay. Yeah, you're back. Your phone is kind of choppy though. Oh.
I know. I'm sorry. I had a call that interrupted us.
Okay. I'm telling you, that's when I get started. I have to put everything on do not disturb. I have to let my husband, my kids know. Look, don't interrupt me.
You're teaching me something right now. For sure. This is my first time doing this, so you're definitely teaching me a couple of things.
Awesome. But I mean, and it's really important, especially when we're doing our business. I mean, like even during the interviews that I've been doing for the last 2 weeks, my husband and I had to have a conversation before I got started, and I said, hey, look, this is what's going to be going on. So from 6 to about 11, Monday through Thursday, I'm interviewing entrepreneurs and other women. And my husband saw the value in it. So I said, okay, we need to work out some things. So, you know, we share some of the responsibilities. I'll drop the kids off, like a dance practice or whatever. He'll pick up, or, you know, things of that nature. And our kids are teenagers, but still they have after school activities because we don't have activity buses. You know, so it's really important as female entrepreneurs that we communicate, because initially my husband was like, well, I didn't know you needed help. You know, I'm going crazy. He's like, well, I didn't know.
Well, that's because you had your Superwoman cape on.
Absolutely.
And, you know, people don't realize how much goes into just getting through each day. But that's fantastic. You have that kind of support. That's awesome.
Yeah, but it took some conversations. I mean, every week, even yesterday, I was like, babe, this is what I got going on this week, just to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, that's fantastic. I think, having that system in place really makes a difference, especially for moms like
Mm-hmm.
yourself. I have an athletic teenager, and actually that's
Mm-hmm.
who that was who interrupted our call. And so, but just juggling all those things, it really is important.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let me ask you something. Is there any is the Women of Prince George's County organization, is it like a membership, or is it just like you said,
Yeah.
you just go to the website? How does that work if someone wants to become involved?
Well, we are not a membership organization as of now. As
Mm-hmm.
of now, you just go to the events and you register for the events based on what your interest is. We wanted to do it like that right now just because we kind of wanted to get a feel for what people are interested in. But
Mm-hmm.
of course, at this point, we're getting more feedback than not on making it a membership organization. So we are researching what that would entail to take
Mm-hmm.
that to that next level. Yeah, we definitely
Okay.
are. Yeah,
Awesome,
yeah.
awesome. And so what are some tips that you would suggest for women who are saying, okay, I'm working this 9 to 5. I hear people like Tanya who has a side hustle. So I work a 9 to 5. I
Mm-hmm.
work in a middle school,
Mm-hmm.
and then I start my real job
Wow.
when I walk out those doors. And I actually have a nonprofit as well. So what are some tips you would have
Wow.
for some women that want to be their own boss, that are saying, I'm tired of all this? Uh-oh, Stephanie. Yeah, I think she'll be back in 2 seconds. You all, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the dialogue. Thank you, Danita, for putting up the information as we go along. There she goes.
I'm sorry. I am back again. I am so sorry. I don't know why of all days, my phone is just going crazy.
That's how it is.
Yes, I apologize.
It is okay.
But
So the
you were
question was,
asking me,
what are some tips to becoming your own boss or becoming an entrepreneur?
you know, I think the biggest tip is you got to know the difference between a hobby and a business, because there's a difference. There's
Mm-hmm.
things that you love to do and you're passionate about, and you have to really sit down and see, can I make money at this? Is
Wow.
this really something that can generate that revenue? And then to what level do you need the revenue? And you really have to sit down and look at those hard facts to really determine, in terms of if you want to be an entrepreneur. I think the other thing you really have to look at is your resources. Lots of people start a business and they take clients with them from their current permanent position. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a smart way to do it, because then you don't start on zero. You
Oh,
have one
wow.
or two clients in your back pocket that you can work with to get you started. And then the third thing is you have to make sure you have the infrastructure, the financial infrastructure. If
Mm.
you need staff, if you need a location, do you have enough money saved to make that happen? A lot of small businesses, they'll land a government contract or a county contract, and then it's like, oh my, how am I going to pay these people? Because the county or the government isn't going to pay you right away. So you have
Oh,
to make sure you have
wow.
cash flow in the interim to pay your staff. So those are I would
Mm.
say the top three things is making sure you know the difference between a hobby and a business. Make
Mm-hmm.
sure you have a strategy and some sort of client base to get started, and
Mm-hmm.
then make sure you have the infrastructure to operate your business.
That is very good advice. Especially, I've never thought about the last part where, you're having people work and you're waiting on a check and people are like, I gotta pay my mortgage.
Exactly. It's crazy. And it's an unfortunate part, but you really have to think that through. If you have a good advisor, though,
Mm-hmm.
those are the kinds of things that they'll tell you that you might not think through because you're so excited that you got this contract. But a good advisor will not let you do yourself like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Awesome. Awesome. Thank
absolutely,
you, Danita.
absolutely.
Danita caught all those. Thank you, girl. She on it.
I know. I see.
I love her. I love her. I love her. She is just fantastic. So if you need someone, ladies, if you have a business and you need someone to scribe or to do any type of anything like that, there you go, Danita Moss.
I
She can do it
see.
virtually. She is on it. You don't want to mess with me because you be mad if you ask me to do it for you.
No,
So
she's
Stephanie,
definitely on top of it. She's
she
capturing
is.
everything.
That is, I know she is. That is a gift. I'm telling you. Like you said, it's a gift, and there's people that are paying her for this gift, and so
Right.
it's fantastic. I just think it's awesome. And one last question before you get out of here: what is the importance of connecting business women in this area, and especially considering that Prince George's County, Charles County, we're now becoming predominantly African American, and I see a lot of
Right.
African American business owners. Why is it so important for us to connect in this Metro DC area?
I think it's so important for us because we have the power and the resources to do whatever it is we want to do in our circle of people. So once we support one another, I'm clear on what you do, you're clear on what I do. I can speak about you and you might not even be there, which benefits you. So I think what we have to really do is make sure that we are definitely supporting one and make sure, because we are under the spotlight, that we're definitely leveraging our resources. We got to leverage our resources. So if I hear about somebody that I know would be of interest to you, I might just shoot you a quick email. We have to create our own, you've heard of the Good Old Boys Network, Good Old Boys Circle. We got to create our own little circle of where we can trade resources and
I like
talent
that.
so that we can make sure that everybody's getting a little piece. So
I
that's
like
really what I would like to see, because we're in the nation's capital. There's enough out there where we can all get a little piece and be very comfortable.
That is very good. I never thought of it that way, that, there is the Good Old Boy Network and they're fully connected. I live here in Charles County and you hear that all the time. That it is there's no room for any of us here in Charles County. And I mean, in leadership, in government, in the school system, they're having a hard time maintaining their structure now that a lot of us have migrated to Charles County. But I think it is important to be able to say, hey, Stephanie, I want to start, I want to do a food truck or whatever. And you may say, what, I have somebody that can
exactly
do. And yes, I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Go from there. I met a young lady. She came to our kickoff reception, and she has a fashion truck that she's starting, and she's taking fashions around to different communities on her truck. I think that's a fabulous idea, and so therefore I know Kiani Perrin Savoy, who's in charge of Taste Prince George's, and so I can go to Kiani and I can say, hey Kiani, new concept, maybe this is something you might want to reach out to add a little bit of something different to the food truck presentation, and so or even, when it comes to contract opportunities or things like that, and someone that is in IT or somebody who's in HR, and you can kind of refer people, because quite frankly, that's how things are done and have always been done, so we can do them the same way and be successful.
I love it. I love it. So ladies, with that being said, it's key that you do those 3 steps that Stephanie shared with us earlier. So make sure you have that infrastructure. So if she refers you, you're not dropping the ball. Because I think that's important too. We, when we put our name behind someone, we want them to produce a service or a product that person has that expectation, because they're going off of Stephanie's name. So I think it's really important that we're clear about that. You're not going to get the Stephanie hookup if you're not tight and right.
I want to try to, anybody who wants to reach out to me, go to the website, womenofpg.com. And if you have a question or a resource, I saw another lady, I think she just said something about she just ended her 9 to 5 and she was looking to moving on to another career or the next step. And
Netta's in DC. She says she's in DC.
Oh, okay. So what I would say is you definitely need to come to the conference, because the answer to your question will not only you'll get 6 different versions on the answer to your question, which will give you 6 different choices, and then you'll pick the one that's best for you based on what it is you're trying to get to.
Awesome. That is great. Yeah. That's great to hear. So Netta, make sure you get your ticket, and the tickets are on your website as well.
Yes, now registration closes tomorrow at 5.
Okay.
But you can also register for the event at womenofpg.com.
Okay, womenofpg.com. So, Netta, I would suggest to me, sounds like a good investment. You'll be able to actually meet Stephanie there and maybe, connect with some women. Stephanie can say, hey, I need to talk to this person, that person. So definitely, Stephanie, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're in your car. I know, your phone was going in and out. But thank you so much for allowing me to interview you, first of all, because I learned a lot being on here with you, and a lot of my audience is in the DC area. So I really appreciate
I appreciate you having me, and you have schooled me today on this process. And the whole, Facebook Live is something I'm familiar with, but this process, as well as just some insight on it on what you do as well. Mm-hmm. So if you do decide to make it, please let me know. I'd like to be able to introduce you to the attendees, and I look forward to meeting some of the other women.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies. We had Stephanie Bolton James. She is from Women of Prince George's County, or Women of Prince George's? Just Women of Prince George's.
Just Women of Prince George's.
Okay, yeah. Women of Prince George's. And her website is womenofpg.com. If you need to get a ticket, registration ends tomorrow. So you do not want to sleep on this, ladies. It sounds like there's going to be a wealth of information, plus a delicious breakfast and lunch.
That's right.
What area is this in? Where is that?
It's going to be at the Greenbelt Marriott.
Okay, I know exactly where that is. Okay, Greenbelt Marriott. So, ladies, make sure you share. If you can't make it, I'm sure there's someone who can. Sharing is caring. I'm really big on that. Share this information out. Make sure you share this out on your Facebook. Once the link is done, you can copy and paste it, put it in your Instagram newsletter. Those of you who have newsletters that go out,
yes,
share with your followers. It's really important that we don't just keep all the information. We become obese on information, but we never share it.
Right.
And that's something that I'm trying to do through this platform, the Let's Chat with Tanya Barnett show, is share women like you, women like the other moms who have been on the last 2 weeks, and I got moms until the 30th of May. Actually, I'll be interviewing moms.
Wow.
And all these are business owners. And so I really think it's important that we just get behind and support each other. Support Stephanie. When you show up, this helps her business. So I think it's just really important that we show up for each other. And there's the last of the information. Thank you so much, Danita, for sharing this. I really appreciate you scribing everything. Her company is actually Trinity Scribes. That's her company. It's called Trinity Scribes. So if you need someone to scribe for you, those of you who are watching, or Stephanie, if you know anyone who say, I need someone to transcribe stuff for me.
Absolutely.
See how fast she is.
she's got my vote. If I know anybody who's interested, I will definitely share the information. Definitely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Stephanie, and hopefully I will see you on Thursday.
I look forward to it, and I really appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time, and I appreciate you sharing this information, definitely. And I look forward to connecting again with you soon.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.